that countdown music just get you grooving? What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday morning. That's right. If you guys were at Ken's Roundtable Roundup last night, what a blast that was. And thanks to you guys, you put me over 2K last night, so I am very thankful and super pumped. I got to show you my secret. It looks like a regular Hawaiian shirt, but check this out. It's got Batman. Where is it? Look, got Batman hiding in there, and then there's Robin down there. Anyway, this is my Batman Hawaiian shirt. You know, just felt like I had to celebrate this morning. Got my Showtime Beetlejuice underneath because, you know, we're going to kick it today, y'all, and have a good old time. So I hope you're relaxed, chilling out, sitting down, maybe got a beverage, a scone or something. Scone. Like scones. Anyway, welcome to the Morning Mug. Now, we got a couple of hot topics today. One of them is going to be a giveaway. Do not let me forget. As my thank you to you guys, I'm giving away a digital code today for The Thing. Kurt Russell's The Thing. That's right. Going to be a juicy one, y'all. Super pumped to give that away. What happens is I've had this like twice during one of my shows, and I get so excited. I get so amped up by the end that my brain completely forgets. So as I'm shutting off today and I'm like, all right, guys, well, I want to thank you all for coming. Just start shouting it in the comments. Giveaway. Because, you know, I'm giving it away today. It's literally leaning right here on my keyboard, staring me in the face. So, so that's what's going on there. Let's see who's in the show today. Caveman, of course. Caveman, what's going on? Caveman Movies and More. Today, I'm going to do this right for you. This day of Don Huck's live stream, nice little reference to Godfather, you may answer one question before they pull the Don back in to celebrate. Oh, to select the winner, you must do me the favor and smash that like button. This is the way. That was that. There you go. Now, also to all my brothers and sisters out there that are in their car and they're going out Blu-ray hunting and all that good stuff, good on you. So treat me like a podcast today. You know, put me up on your car if you do Bluetooth or just your cell phone, and just, you know, listen to me chat the good stuff while you're driving around town. Way better than your radio. Anthony's Horror More says, "Hey, yo, Adrian." Nice. Not deep enough for Stallone, but, you know, I give it a shot. Also, he says, if he can change, then you can change. We can all change. Look at this. Coach is flying in today. What's up? What's going on, Jerry? You know, we're just chilling like Bob Dylan. You know, that's what he does. Mama Blu-ray. Congrats on the 2K. Oh, my God. I have Mama Blu-ray in the house. I feel like a rock star right now. Yeah, with like the ultimate fan here. Mama Blu-ray, welcome. I have not seen you during my lives, and I am so happy you are here. Tell Sue hi. And Mark says, hey, Hug. Michael says, hey, Hug. I'm so excited. I can't even get names out right. Well, this is good stuff. Hang on. Let me take a swig. I'm already ripping my throat apart. Today we're rocking Han Solo because I felt like, you know, needed some of the cool factor. Now, anyway, so if you were not part of Ken's live stream last night, go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. I just thought of it, so I'll do it after the show. But it was a real humdinger. There was 9 of us, you know. It was like the Brady Bunch. You know, Brando right in the middle. He got to be Alice. Of course, it also meant I got to be Cindy because I was bottom right. Good stuff. No, I'd be Bobby, right? Yeah, okay, it's Bobby. Yeah, it's Bobby. That's right. Dan was Cindy. Oh, we're the young kids. But yeah, that was super dope, super fun. Had a grand old time yucking it up for like 3 hours with some serious legends and rock stars on that show last night. Super fun. So thank you, Ken, and all the guys that were on there. Mom Blue says, I saw you on the round table last night. Subscribe. Thank you. I'm going to just say maybe you're the one that put me over the 2,000 mark last night. Wouldn't that be the best? I'm a 2K subber thanks to Mama Blu-ray. I don't even want to check the stats to see if I'm wrong about that. I'm just going to go on a limb and say it was you. And I'm super thankful. and happy. Oh, somebody driving around with Huck in his ears? What's going on? Tim Talks Talkie says, good morning, Huck. Are you like eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking? We're going to do what they say can't be done. I know what you're doing, man. You're out there doing the Lord's work. You're bringing us all of our goodies and Blu-rays and all that good stuff. She says, I think I was. That's all I need, Mama Blu-ray. Oh, that pumps me up, y'all. She's a great one. If you guys don't know Mama Blu-ray, you should. She's a legend. Tim says, you look like you had a ton of fun. Yeah, it was. I didn't know what to expect. It was my first roundtable roundup. Hadn't done one of those before, but it was a hoot. You know, I actually had some titles that I could show, so that was that was a good thing. We almost had there was no one title that all 9 people like all put up like the same movie. We got close on The Godfather, but I think me and Ben Buster like, we ain't spending those $60, $70, $80. No. Oh, wait, man. See, Ben Buster and me, we're like the deal dudes. You wait, you slow play it, you hang. Look, Indiana Jones, I did not snag that right away at all because that was like $80, something like that. It was like the steel books were like 100 and then it was 90 and then they both sort of dropped down 10 to 20 bucks each and sort of plateaued there for a little bit. But I waited, y'all. It was like $48 on Amazon one day. I was like, boom. I did the same thing with Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings was super pricey and then it dropped down to like 60, I think. Bam! Snag that bad boy. Yeah. Lord of the Rings looks so good on 4K, y'all. We watched, my daughter hadn't seen it yet, so we plopped her down and watched all 3 of them. And I'm telling you, they are fantastic. I had just as much fun watching these again on 4K as I did. I was like, God, these hold up. So it's like you forget it's 20 years. It was 2001 when we got that first Lord of the Rings. So, yeah, the fact that it's still so jamming, yeah, pumps me up, man. Digging that. See, Tim also says, it's hard to match up 9 people getting the same time. I know, right? Even at 5 people, it hardly happens. Yeah, I know. Especially when it's a title that's chunky, it's like that price is like not something you can roll the dice on and go, come on, people, But if it's like a single title that's hot, I think you stand a good shot at it. All right, let's see. We got Kim says, you got to think like you think. I'm going to miss that one. Think like you think. I'm sure it's classic Stallone. Oh, by the way, if you're not on my Instagram, go to my Instagram. Just go to Instagram and go Huck's Pop Culture Cafe, because that's how we're gonna do the giveaway today. Because I think that'll be let's see. Because it'll be a cool way to see who chimes in first there, and I literally have it up on the side right here. So I mean, you could all like join it now and just say, "What's up, Huck?" and I'll see that you're all there, and then that way when I ask the question, it also I don't have no Instagrammers, y'all. I'm like the youngling, before Anakin comes in and kills me. Not I'm the one that like whoops his ass a little bit and then dies later, but then I come back to life. What am I talking about anyway? Yeah, so if you go over there and Instagram me, then I'll do the question near the end, and then I'll look at the Instagram, and whoever goes boop pops up first. I'm like, boom, you nailed it. And that could be your name, I say. And look, Brando Critics in the house. What's going on, my man? Brando. So Brandon is awesome, dude. He's up in Canada. I'm down here in LA. We both got some Hollywood connections. He gets a lot of stuff filmed up there, which sounds super fun. Dude, we should do dude, let's just do a show together. Just talk stuff. Let's do it. Look, we got to do it. This is all I'm going to say. I'm inviting you right here, right now. There it is. Just so you're good to go. Whose show? I'll be on your show. You can be on my show. I'm rambling. I'm like a crazy person. But anyway, he says, hey, Huck, really nice meeting you last night. Well, what was the first movie you that made you a movie fan? I like the tension. Like, what's the question going to be? It's good stuff. What's the movie that made me a fan? That's a good question, because I don't know. I've always been a huge movie fan, even as a kid. Like I was like, went to the theater to see Disney stuff like Apple Dumpling Gang, and tell you how old I am. I said Apple does before your time, bro. But Apple Dumpling Gang, and Kurt Russell, like Computer That Wore Tennis Shoes and stuff like that. And I always had a blast at that. But because of my age and where I fit in there, in 1977, I saw Star Wars in the theater, and it changed everything. It changed my world. And there are just movies that have that effect. That's what I love about this art that we all love. And you nailed it last night. I love what you said, man, is that every movie that's made is right for someone. And that is absolutely true. I think about that all the time. I'm like, somewhere someone in their collection says that, Mortal Kombat Annihilation is their favorite movie. I hated that sucker. I walked out of that thing. But somebody, even if it's not their favorite, they love it. Somebody loves that. And I love that. That's why I say, when people say things like, how could you hate that movie? Like, look, I'm going to, I ruffle feathers, y'all. I will tell you, I'm not a fan of 2001. I just don't. I've tried 3 times. So that's a fair shake. It's not a one and done. I even worked at PBS. I worked at LPB in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I'm originally from. And one night I'm like, we showed 2001. I'm like, this is it. Like, I'm sitting in the hot seat. I was the switcher. I was the on-air guy. I would switch from the movie to the promos and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I'm totally gonna. This is me, like at the switcher, hands on the switch. And I'm like, oh God, I gotta stay awake, Huck. You're in charge. So I mean, it just doesn't click. It doesn't resonate with me. So I actually thought 2010 was more engaging. Anyway, but that's the kind of thing. And everybody else loves 2001, or not everybody else, because I know some people don't care about it either. But that's great. It's a classic. I get it. I get its status in the world of classic films. But it's certainly not my favorite Kubrick film, and I don't think it's better than Star Wars. If people say, what's your favorite sci-fi film of all time? It's Star Wars. Because 2001, while it was groundbreaking, it didn't set any trends. Star Wars changed cinema, right? Like, we can't argue that. Like, Lucas with Star Wars and the team he had. Like, if he didn't have his wife, Marsha Lucas, shout out to the editors. I'm an editor by trade, y'all. So I will toot, Marsha Lucas's horn all the time. She's the one that cut that thing down and made it tight and right. And, took out the stuff at the beginning with Luke and his friends and looking up in the sky. I mean, think about it. Think about if that movie started with that, instead of like the overhead ship and the ship being shot at and boarded and attacked. And that was all supposed to be intercut with stuff on the planet. No, man, she killed it. She killed it, got an Oscar for it. That's when you hold that in front of your husband and go, see, who was right? Marsha Lucas. So anyway, just rambling. See, I get on like these tirades when I read from you guys. So I would say that's, I don't know if that made me a fan, but it certainly made me love films, movies, right? And just couldn't get enough. And then like a couple of years later, Superman the movie came out. And may I say, Superman the movie is equally important to me as Star Wars, because that film, I mean, I love Superman. Everybody loves Batman. I don't care. Everybody loves Batman. Good on you, right? Nobody says they love Superman. Well, I'm that guy. I love Superman, right? Because everybody it's all about Batman. Even DC can't figure out what to do with Superman, even though I think he's a fantastic character. Anyway, so here's my small sidebar on that. So when people say, yeah, man, but you don't get it, huh? Because Batman is relatable. Superman's not. Hold the phone, time out. Let's see. Let's do apples and oranges here and see who's more relatable. Okay, so Bruce Wayne is a billionaire playboy who has more money than he can shake a stick at, and he's able to buy and create these wonderful toys. I can't relate to none of that at all. Can't relate to that. And if you guys can, well, then I mean, that means you need to be out fighting crime, because like, who can really? And if you take his Batman persona, well, you go out at night and fight bad guys, so no one can relate to that. So I find him hardly relatable in his human form or his superhero form, but I'm fascinated by him. Like, I love the fact that he's super rich and has the cars and has the girls and can afford anything, goes out and plays Batman. Now, I love that about it. Like I think the word relatable isn't the right word. I think it's enviable or just like you want to be it's like James Bond. You want to be Batman, right? Because you could be that's the only small part of relating, is that because he's human, you could actually be him, but you need all of his things to be him, right? Now let's move over to Superman. Now Superman, okay, when he crash landed on Earth, was raised by super good parents that taught him right from wrong. So he has loving parents that showed him the way, that showed him how to be careful with his powers, and despite the fact that he could do anything in the world he wanted, use those powers for good. Because let's face it, Superman could destroy the planet if he ever went on that kind of a tirade. But then what are you left with? A husk of a planet with no one to hang out with. You can't go hang out with the Justice League and slam a beer. So he can even slam a beer and not get drunk. See, I like that. Anyway, so that's his human side. That's his Clark Kent side. Now, I don't know about you. I'll just stop right there. I can relate to the Clark Kent side 100%, right? A kid growing up, loving parents, right from wrong, all that instantly is relatable to me. Great dad. I had a great dad. He passed away recently, but it's cool, man. But he was awesome. Like I take what I loved about him and I put that on my daughter as best I can. So highly relatable for me. And then he becomes Superman, which again, no one can relate to, but I want to be that guy. So both the superheroes, I want to be those guys, but Clark Kent, I want to be that guy. Anyway, I'm over it. So anyway, that's my tirade. I'm just going off, y'all. I got to back up here. I don't even know where I left off. So Brando Critic, there you go. That's what made me a fan. And by gosh, did that take a left turn. Okay. Caveman Movies and More says, you're just going to quote me all night. We go, the fear is the fuel that we use for overachievement. If I wasn't afraid at times, I wouldn't work as hard. I don't know. My voice is so shy right now, I can't even give Stallone a go for. Now, Brando, I think you can do a good Stallone. Didn't you do a Stallone last night? Anyway. Tim talks. Sorry, I got to take another drink. Yeah, we're doing a space theme show together. So not picking 2001. You know what, bro? I'm the kind of guy, I'm going to leave that for someone else. That's I'm a sharer. I share. I'm going to share that with somebody else and let them talk it up. That's what I'm going to do. No. So Mom Blurry says, Sue and I disagree a lot. Yeah, but I mean, and it's cool to disagree, right? Unless it gets into a heated cat fight, start throwing things. You might want to dial it back. The Mockbuster is here. What's going on, bro? You got to check it out on your 4K Blu-ray with that new LED. The visuals alone will captivate you. Is that 2001? Probably. Yeah, I think you're referring to 2001. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, the visuals. Look, I've never had a problem with the visuals. It's just the pacing of the film. It's a real, it's almost like 70s pace, because there's some 60s movies that have pretty darn good pace. You ever see Bonnie and Clyde? Holy crap, that's a good movie. I saw that as a kid, almost traumatized me. Like I was watching, here I am watching this gangster movie, parents, it's a Saturday night. Yeah, bye, Brian, have fun watching you movies. I'm just like watching Bonnie and Clyde, and it was like this great gangster movie. Gene Hackman's in it, the GOAT, man. Ain't nobody better than Gene Hackman. God dog, I love that dude. Yeah, you see, like you don't know the story of Bonnie and Clyde. They were gangsters that are mowed down, for doing wrongs. And that scene, if you have not seen Bonnie and Clyde, it doesn't ruin it because you have to see this scene. That when they are ambushed, good God, little Huck watching that movie, I was like, like that. Oh my God, it was so brutal for me. I mean, nowadays you can just be even more graphic and blood everywhere and all this, but oh man, that was something else. Yeah. So I look, here's the thing. If a fan wants to send me 2001, I will watch it again. I will put it on my OLED, but I was not going to buy 2001. Maybe it's on Google. No, I don't know. Maybe it's on a streaming service. That's about as close as I'll get. Snore, right? Exactly. 2001, a snore odyssey. I didn't get 2001 either. Snooze fest. See, got some brothers out there feeling my pain. But, again, it's all good. It's if you love it, excuse me. I love that you love it. It's just I don't. Hang on let's check out some goodies here. I'm looking at some Instagrams. People have chimed in real quick. Look at that. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, so some people are already logging into my Instagram. Very cool. Michael says I didn't get snooze fest. Brent, hey Brent, what's going on? I see Star Trek: The Motion Picture Director's Cut now is on Paramount Plus, and it's getting the 4K. Yeah, is it getting the 4K? Yeah, absolutely, it is. 100%. It. I think it's in May. Yeah, not a hundy on that, but I'm pretty sure it's in May. And I listened to this podcast called The 430 Movie and Inglorious Treksperts. And these guys are the best at Star Trek podcasts. So good. And they're in the industry. So it's Mark Altman, Darren Doctorman, Ashley Edward Miller, and those guys, they're writers, producers, directors in the business. Mark Altman actually directed, if you've ever seen the movie with Shatner called Free Enterprise, and it's all about these two guys who kind of fanboy over William Shatner. It is freaking great. And when I went to go see the Star Trek exhibit up here at the museum, they were part of this panel, so I got to meet them afterwards. Finally, I was like, yeah, two of my idols there. I loved them, and they signed my Free Enterprise DVD. So that was very cool of them, man. Thanks, y'all. So that is coming out. Of course, it messes up the whole box set. That bizarre 4-movie box set. Does anybody get that? Explain that to me, other than being a cash grab, which I don't think we can say it's beyond that. But in case you don't know, so Paramount puts out the original Star Trek's cast films. Oh, but no, not all of them, just 1 through 4. Okay, well, the story keeps going, and it really ends with 6. So if you're going to package a nice set of the original crew, you go 1 through 6, and then that's that. And then 7, 8, 9, and 10 become your next generation, even though Generations is a crossover that has only 15 minutes. Only 15 minutes of Generations that has Kirk, and then they go away, and then Kirk does come back, but still, that's the next generation movie. So yeah, 1 through 4, totally stupid, and it didn't have the director's cut on 4K in the box set. So if you're sitting on that box set and you really want this beautiful, and it looks great. I've seen some clips. It's like the restoration looked phenomenal. And Darren Doctorman, one of the guys from Inglorious Treksperts, worked on this release. So we want to thank him for his skills and commitment to that project. I can't wait. See, now that's one, when I was younger, I did think that was a little slow, but when you watch it, it is the most, like now, it is the most epic of all the Star Trek films. Like, it looks like a feature film. The other 5 basically look like really well-produced TV shows. Like, things look a little bit more like they're on a set kind of thing. Now, they still look great, but there is something a little larger about Star Trek: The Motion Picture. And so I've waited. I haven't seen it in a long time because I've been waiting for the 4K on that. And when that comes out, I mean, shoot, I don't know. Maybe I'll pull the trigger and just watch it on Paramount Plus just to get a taste. But I'm sure I'll be picking that up. But I don't know. See, like, should we? Or will there be another? See, this is where they double dip our fandom. Double, triple, quadruple, sextet. Yeah, I mean, the dipping I've done on certain titles is insane. One of them I will show you shortly with the Stallone thing. But yeah, it's like, I feel like there's going to be a set that comes out that has all 6 of the original cast members, if not all 10 films. So, and I'm sure it will then have the director's cut option in that. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to support Paramount when they're being, like that. Like, I'm sure, you don't put out Star Trek 4 movies back in November, what it was, knowing that this was coming out in May. Like, there's no way that project wasn't happening at that point, because it takes a long time to restore and do all this stuff. So it's not like it's sold out in December, went, hey, you know what? Let's try to rush out a release in May, and then we have 4 months to do. No, it's not how it works. So anywho, let's move on. Let's just keep chugging along. You guys are rock stars. Throwing some of these questions out. Yeah. Anyway, so my goodness, dog is going crazy. So that's either it could be an Amazon package. I mean, it could be there's movies on my doorstep, or my wife's out in the garage and doing working out or something. Cash, just relax, man. Yeah, I'll get to your movies. See, he's pissed off I haven't talked about, Cujo. It's his hero. All right. Dude, sounds like Chewbacca over there on the couch. So Brando Crick says, glad to hear you're not a fan of 2001. I am, but many folks are afraid to share what they think. Yeah, man. Going off that, what is a film that you think is overrated? Well, I mean, clearly that one. I do think that is overrated. Exactly. Another overrated film. I don't know. I have to think about that because that's always my go-to when people say overrated films. I'm like, that one. Yeah. So yeah, I'll stew on a little bit. Yeah, you know what it is when you're in the hot seat. You're like, Tango and Cash. Like that's overrated. Okay. Okay, moving on. Titan AE. Titan AE, you're a fan of, not a fan of, or you're responding to Brando saying, "What's a movie that's overrated?" Because I don't know. It is funny because there are films that I highly rate. Like I would say, Galaxy Quest is a perfect film. Is that overrated? I don't know. Maybe some people weren't as huge fans. So, yeah, I can only think of ones that I really like right now, rather than something in the 2001 category where I was like, but I'll tell you. Okay, well, all right. Here's a hot seat. Let me go back to this one. So, no, it's not overrated, but last night we also talked about Godfather. And people tout it as the best film of all time. Some also say Citizen Kane, but every film is subjective. And so I like Godfather. I actually enjoyed the movie. I side a little bit with Tony from Basement Blues, that he kind of says it's kind of slow, kind of boring. But it's still great. It doesn't mean that because 2001, I just didn't care for. Something can be a little boring, but still be kind of captivating, still be interesting, like The Godfather. But, sometimes somewhere along the way with 2001, I just check out. So maybe that I could throw in there as being overrated, but not, because I get its thing. I just don't love it as much as others. So there's that. Titan AE, let me get back to you on that 2000 Titan AE thing. I am a huge Superman the movie fan. Well, welcome to the club, pal. When Christopher Reeve pops that shirt open and heads up there to save Lois Lane, it is nothing better than that scene in cinema. When he cracks that open for the first time, you're like, oh, and then, even that pimp goes, woo, that's a bad outfit. Excuse me. He takes off. Right? Before Superman saves the day, a pimp has to get a joke out while Superman goes and saves his love. Holy hell, that was awesome. And he flies up and he snags her with one arm. And he goes, don't worry, I got you. You got me. Who's got you? And then he just cracks a smile and keeps on going up because, Ice got a helicopter to catch. And he snags it with one hand while he's talking to his girl. So anyway, my name's Superman. What's going on here? I like your dress. Now that gets me excited right there. See, I can't wax poetically like that about 2001. I could talk all day about Superman the movie. I got lobby cards. You guys know what lobby cards are? I'm gonna do a bit on my channel soon because I have all these lobby cards. I just was a huge lobby card fan. If you don't know what that is back in the day, they used to stick these lobby cards up on the wall to kind of excite you about the movie that you're about to go in and see. And they had them for everything: Star Wars, Superman, Terminator, heavy metal. They were just always up in the lobby, and I love those things. So I got a sweet collection of those. So I'll show those off to you guys soon. That's one of my that's my big announcement today. That's something, excuse me, I've been wanting to do, but I've been so swamped with work. But it's finally starting to ease up on the old huckster schedule. So I'll be doing that a little bit. Alan, what's up, buddy? What's up, Mick? Hey, yo, Mick. 2001 is a slog. Yeah, it is a slog, man. I think I found my people this morning, except for Brandon. It's okay, buddy. We love you. Again, how much do you love 2001? Do you say do you love you can watch it over and over, or you just see it you can enjoy the whole thing? It's seriously, we'll talk about it. We'll do a show together. We'll talk all about that. TJ8311 says, at Brent, Star Trek Motion Picture. Yeah, it's supposed to be released on 4K later in the year. Yeah, from what I heard, it's supposed to be in May. So, unless they've changed that date. But I cannot wait. Mid-level media says, what's up, Hook? What's up, Ken? Hey man, awesome time on your show last night. Man, that was some crazy stuff, y'all. If y'all have not seen the show we did on Ken's Mid-Level Media last night, go to his channel, look it up. 9 dudes, all boxed up, looking like the Brady Bunch, talking about movies, what they bought, what they got, what they loved. It was awesome. Tons of fun, man. Woo! That was an epic roundtable, Ken. Good stuff. TJ also says, I recognize the significance of 2001, but don't care for it at all. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just out of your mouth to my ears, I hear you. The robot is the best character in 2001. The robot. See, the fact that Ken calls Hal the robot, that just cracks me up. That's hilarious. And Hal is the most interesting thing. Like you just the red eye and he's being kind of a pompous asshole. I can't do that, Dave. Yeah, you can. Don't tell me you can't do that. I can't do that. And tries to kill everybody. And they go into that little pod so Hal can't hear them. But of course, they go into the pod that's got a big bubble window. And so they're talking to each other and their lips are flapping. And of course, what can Hal do? He can read lips. Oh, come on. Hal can read lips. What does he know? Sign language too. That little, read lips. Funky robot. I just love that robot. I'm not going to forget that all day, Ken. That makes me laugh. Hal is Hal's such an a-hole of a robot. All right, Timmy says, so Huck on the spot. Are you team Tim? Oh. Okay, personally, I think the Northeast gang is the way to go. Oh, hey, Ken. So you see what he's doing there, Ken? Is he's calling you out. See, I'll read it again because I know this is what Tim wants. He wants it to be put out into the universe. So Huck, on the spot, are you team Tim Jerry, which is Tim Talks Talkies and his partner Jerry, on the epic tag team battle on 4K D-Ray's channel and next week, I believe, or Ken and Tony? And Ken and Tony are like 2 legends, y'all. Ken wins the tournament of all tournaments last year, and he went head to head. Tony, I'm just going to say, Tim and Jerry are the underdogs, right? Because Ken and Tony have lots of fan power, right? So you guys got to overcome that fan power, because there is a lot to be said about fan power. But people do love the underdog story. So if you and Jerry can overtake the 2 legends, that would be an unexpected victory. So yeah, look, sorry, Ken and Tony, I think I'm going for the underdogs because you guys are winners in your own right. Ken, you are the winner. And Tony, you're a winner. So I think Tim and Jerry are going to show you some competition. I can't wait. Oh, I didn't tell you guys last night. I meant to tell you, Ken, and everybody on the show. I've been asked by 4K to come on and do color commentating on that show. So while you guys are out finding your movies, I'll be making fun of you and shit. So it's going to be fun. So yeah, that's going to be a good time. I tell you, man, if work pulls me away that night, I'm going to choke them. Joe Hart, Star Trek The Motion Picture is the 2001 of Star Trek movies. Well, I can see that point of view. I still think it's better than 2001. But yeah, I mean, I get it. That's that slower pace. All the other ones are a little bit more epic in pace and flashiness. But, I get where you're coming from, man. I cannot deny that comment. Brando Critic says, I'm still convinced that the reveal of the Enterprise in Star Trek The Motion Picture is one of the most magical movie moments. It's slow, builds up the importance and weight with amazing music. And I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. When that thing is in dock and they show literally Robert Wise, I'm going to show this ship off to you and you're going to freaking love it. It is a thing of beauty. And when you look at it, that's another thing too. The design of the Enterprise is hands down one of the most beautiful spaceships ever crafted. I think it's just so good. Because sometimes you'll see a ship and go, oh, that looks kind of hokey. That looks a little dumb, a little dorky. But then you see something like the Enterprise, the Millennium Falcon, also very interesting design. Even sort of like the Bolt cruisers from the Empire. That's a really cool design. And then some other things just look okay. Right? Even in both universes, Star Wars or Star Trek, some things look really cool and some just, they look okay. But yeah, dude, I am with you. See, that's what I can't wait for. To grab that 4K, put that stuff on my OLED TV and go to town without me munching my popcorn like a freak show watching that. Ugh. See, now I'm all ready to go. I can't wait. Anthony's Horror and More says, William Shatner is coming to Motor City Comic Con. No way. I am so excited. There you go. Yes, there you go. That is good stuff. Yeah, I've bumped into him a couple of times. Yeah. I was in a movie theater once, and my friend saw him sit down in like bottom row, and everybody goes, "Hey, Hook," because they know I'm a Star Trek fan. They go, "Shatner just sat down." I go, "What? Ain't no Shatner in this regular movie theater." They go, I look down there. It's freaking William Shatner sitting, and of course I'm all jealous because he sits down with whoever he's with next to some dude, and some dude's like, "Oh, hey man, how's it going?" I'm like, he just met that dude, and that dude gets to shake his hand and say, "Hey." Oh, so jealous. So of course I need to go get some popcorn, and I make sure I go the long way around so I can go in front of his chair. You got to be cool though. You don't ask for autographs. You don't like make it too obvious. And as I clear my throat, it's only because I'm talking too much, not because something funny is coming. Actually, something funny is coming. So I know that Shatner gets, "Hey, Captain Kirk, what's going on? Live long," like 1,000 times a day. But at the time, he was winning Emmys for Denny Crane on Boston Legal. And that I knew would be appreciated by him. So as I walk by, I kind of do one of these little, huh? Like act like I can't believe I see you moment. And I'll go, "Denny Crane, nice job." And I just put my fist out like, a little bit. And he leans up, pounds my fist, and I keep walking. That's it. Done. Not going to take up no more of your time, Mr. Shatner. I just want you to know that you're an absolute legend. I'm going to reference something right now that you're probably a fan of. And the fact that I didn't say Star Trek, because in my head, I'm like, Denny Crane, fist bump. Captain Kirk just fist bumped me. That's the reality. Okay. So, hey, man. So anyway, Anthony, go meet Shatner. Get an autograph, man. Fist bump him. Go Denny Crane. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Alan says, "My dog went nuts too." Well, like when my dog barked, your dog barked? Maybe they're talking to each other. Maybe he wants to get in on my show. He's just hanging right up there on the couch. He's like on the edge of the couch. He gets up on the top of the couch and looks out the window. Right. Ooh. Right as I said, he did a slow turn, y'all, to the window. He goes, "Rrr." His head like went real slow, and he had that low growl. It's pretty ominous, man. All right. Just talking like a million miles an hour this morning. Excelsior Movies Review says, "I was 6 in 1979 when the motion picture was released, and the transporter scene scared the heck out of me." I know, right? Transporter malfunction just mutilates those people. Just, they're all caught in the transporter. And of course, Nurse Chapel's the one behind. She's like, "Oh my God," trying to stop it. It is. Dude, I was 11 and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh my God." And it was like, I was like, that is not cool. So yeah, that's a pretty traumatic scene. Although it's funny is if you watch Galaxy Quest, there's a scene where Tim Allen is being chased by this funky little creature. It's like just a big mouth and 2 feet, not the rock monster, but the thing. And they transport it, and the transporter isn't working yet. They don't know how it works. And he's like, "Just beam the damn," I forget what the term they use, but he is, "Just beam the damn thing up." And when it beams up, it's beamed up inside out. Just your guts and everything. He's like, "Oh, guys, oh." So, yeah, I think that was a little nod to that scene. Oh, that's funny. Exactly, Cash. Tim says, "Lobby cards are great. I've been thinking of collecting them along with the one sheets." Yeah, dude, that's another thing too. I got tons of one sheets, tons of these lobby cards, and I've just been wanting to show them off. And now I think I'll have a little more time to put some of those up on the channel, see what you guys think of them, because they're quite cool, man. And we used to have a shop out here in LA. It was right there in Hollywood. It's off of Wilcox. And I used to, man, that was like my favorite place. All they sold there was one sheets and lobby cards. And I got, this is when I fall apart, y'all. So I got an original silver Superman poster, and it's kind of cardboard, so you can't roll it because it'll ruin it. So it's always flat. So all one sheets before a certain time in the 80s were folded, which has its charm too. I kind of like, when I see a fold, I know that's an original thing. If it's rolled, it's probably a reprint. And I was moving from my apartment to this house I'm in now, and I put all my movie posters in my car, and I had a PT Cruiser, and so I put the seat down, and all the posters fit in. I did just a run on the posters, and I put towels in between each one, and I drove real slow. But wouldn't you know it, I mean, something about maybe I just hit a bump and the poster bowed like that, and the glass broke on that poster, which I didn't know until I got to the house, and the glass pieces were just laying on that Silver Superman Advanced poster. And as I'm trying to take them off, I mean, as gently as I can, it's scratching the poster. No. And it's signed by Richard Donner. What? Come on now. So I still have it, but that makes me sad. Anyway, I'll get over it, y'all. So much I love Superman the movie, man. Tim says, I love the underdog role. Bring it on. Oh, he's getting trash talk, he can. I want to see maximum trash talk. Like, Ken, I know you got it. You're already like, hey, brother. It'd be funny as if Tony brings that kind of like smack talk, right? Oh, I'd love to see it, Tony. Some smack talking Tony. Or maybe he'd just be like that silent dude that stares you down. That could be bad too. He'd be like that Jada Pinkett stare. And you don't want that because that leads to trouble. All right. Let's see. Caveman says, Titan a sci-fi that needs more exclusives. Yeah. Live. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? Because, right, he did the voice in Titan AE. I didn't think of that. Titan AE is a live action movie. You could do that now. Yeah. I enjoy Titan AE. That was cool. I don't think that doesn't have a Blu-ray, right? I've looked for a while on that. So, yeah. I don't think so. TJ8311 says, I vaguely remember seeing the motion picture in theaters. I don't understand it, but the visuals stuck with me. And even after all these years, I still think the last hour is so beautiful. Yeah. Yep. I totally agree. I can't wait to relive that movie. I really hope it wows me. Tim says, around 2011, before the newer Star Trek stuff, I got a chance to meet all 5 Star Trek captains. Get out of here. All 5 captains. Oh, are you shucking and jiving me? Oh, man. See, I think I've seen them all. I've seen them all on stage. Like, because I go to in Las Vegas before COVID hit, like every year they would have their big old Star Trek annual convention. That was the big mamma jamma, right? That's like the Star Wars celebration. If you guys go to that, that's like the Star Wars celebration for Star Trek fans. And it's always so much fun. The greatest people are there. They have like a bar area. They call it 10 Forward actually last time I was there, they called it Quark's Bar. And they got little Ferengis running around and they're serving drinks that have Star Trek names to them. It's just so great. And then you just bump into somebody that's got like a Star Trek shirt on you. Hey man, cool shirt. And then you'll just be talking for like 15, 20 minutes. And my wife starts grabbing me by the collar, like, let's go. We're hungry. I'm like, but wait, we're talking about tribbles. True story. Okay. So yeah, man. That is cool. Wish I did. Now, did you get anything? Did you get a picture of them? Did you get any single like 8x10 autographs? Things like that. See, that's the thing too. If you guys meet a celebrity, is there certain things you like to get autographed, or do you just like 8x10s? For me, first and foremost, I'm more of a fan of the 8x10 because then that way I can display their headshot on the wall and it looks really cool. But then if you start getting like, hey, I'm talking here. Hey, I'm talking. Oh, you know what it is? There's a dog walking outside. So now he's all jealous because he can't be out there walking and barking and peeing on stuff. It's all right. You'll have your time. Anyway, I was talking about, signing stuff. So yeah, so I know people get like toys signed and stuff like that. But I feel like, unless you hang toys up, which I don't really do, that's like, then that just kind of goes in a closet and you never see it. But with autographs, I have a thing on my wall that says autograph of the month because I don't have a ton of wall space to put them all up. So what I do is every month I take that autograph down and I put the other one up. Take that down. And so every month I got like a new autograph. So that way I get to see them. I hate getting those things, paying for them, and then putting them in like a folder. And then you put the folder away in a closet and you never see it. So that's how I roll, y'all. In fact, if you watch my trivia contest, the intro on the trivia contest, you'll see a pullback of my Carrie Fisher. I got a Carrie Fisher autograph. Met her twice. She was delightful. Hilarious. Love her. Tim says there's a store like that in New York City that only sells one sheets and other movie merch. Yeah. There's actually another store like that on Hollywood Boulevard now. I went by it. I'm like, oh, I better not go in there. I better not go in there because I could just see my wallet tugging me into the door. I'm like, I'm here for something else, and I don't want to get sidetracked. But yeah, man, I gotta go there. Maybe I'll do a thing there. Let me see if they let me shoot in there. He also says, and speaking of reprint and reprint and such, man, the late 80s into the 90s make it a pain, and folded back rolled. Sorry, Tim, I'm butchering this because I know you probably drive. Because a significant amount would arrive in theaters in both ways. Yeah. I know. I do like the rolled because they look nicer in frames. But when you see the folded, it also has some history to it. I got some old posters too. I actually bought, when I was young, Huck, and had all that free money because, I wouldn't date nobody, so you got all that money. I movie posters, man. I bought an original Star Wars, original Empire. It's like $100 for those things. There was a place in Ann Arbor, Michigan, that sold movie posters, and I would always use them. I even knew the girl on the phone. I call her up, hey, it's Brian. And they go, oh, what you looking for today? I mean, they were so great. So much of my vintage posters were purchased through them. Drawing a blank on the name of the place. Movie Poster Warehouse might have been called. I think it's called Movie Poster Warehouse. So yeah, I don't know if they're still around, but Anthony's Horrormore says Boston Legal is great. I also really like the show Columbo with Peter Falk, and Shatner plays an actor who kills his wife in one episode. Bill, shame on you, man. I hope Columbo took you down for that. There he goes. There's also a episode of T.J. Hooker where Leonard Nimoy shows up. That was awesome. Oh, coaster just fell off my glass, hit me in the jewels. Anything can happen on a live show. All right, so let me just do one more, and then I'll come back. I just want to curate my week real quick. Have you ever seen My Bodyguard? I have seen My Bodyguard, and the guy that plays the bodyguard, if I'm remembering this right, let's see. I used to edit actors' reels back in the day when I first came out here. That was one of the things I did to make money. And the guy that played that came in to get his acting reel done. And I was like, oh, I know that dude. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, so there's Chris Makepeace, Matt Dillon. Yeah, so yeah, that guy. So yeah, that dude that played the bodyguard came in to get his reel done. I've seen all kinds of people editing demo reels, y'all. If you remember the show, Murder One. Remember Murder One? The first season of Murder One had that bald dude, Daniel Benzali. Daniel Benzali came in. I got to do a demo reel for that guy. I'm like, wow, you were on a major show and I'm doing a demo reel. Maybe it's my demo reel that got him the show. Yeah, that's what it was. All right, Huck. High five. Susie Plaxton, for you Star Trek fans. She played K'Ehleyr, Worf's wife. Man, she's a badass. Oh, I wish I had that picture to show you real quick. So here's the thing. Also, if you're a nerd like me and you know names, I know like years and names and credits. I was a credit watcher even as a kid. When I was watching Scooby-Doo, I would watch the credits, and Frank Welker's name would show up in every show. And so as a credit watcher, I don't know why I was a credit watcher, but I'd see his name and all of a sudden it would click to me like, who's this Frank Welker guy? He must be a genius. He does everything. And so literally from that age, I was a credit watcher. So Susie Plaxton, when I looked on our ledger for the week of who was coming in for me to edit their demos, and she had already done Star Trek at that time. I saw Susie Plaxton. I'm like, turning to my boss, Rich. What up, Rich? He's an awesome dude. I said, is this? It's like Susie Plaxton's coming in on Tuesday, and like next day he goes, yeah. Okay, so get this. This is the luck of the draw here. Knowing that Susie was coming in the previous weekend before going, it was a Star Trek convention. You know what I did? I bought myself an 8x10 Susie Plaxton. Yeah, I did, and all dressed in her Klar outfit. So when she came in, I nerded out, y'all. I'm not going to not nerd out. She's sitting right next to me for 2 hours while we edited a demo. And I said, would you do me a favor and sign my Susie Plex? And she's like, oh my God, she wrote the sweetest thing on there, because I took care of her. I edited her a fantastic reel. So she wrote the sweet thing on the thing. And then she took a picture of me with me in the office there, and I got hanging right over there against my wall. In fact, I wonder if, let's see, yeah, I'm not sure if you'll see it in the opening of the trivia when I pull out. I think you only see a certain section of my wall. So, but yeah, that's my Susie Plaxton story. I always get on a tangent, guys, on these shows. I do some celebrity story for you guys. Hope you're not bored with those. But when you're out here, sometimes you rub elbows and it's fun to talk about. Tim says, I need to find the pictures I had of the poster I had signed. I had 4 of the captains in along each corner and Shatner in the middle. That does sound glorious. You know who else I worked with? Talking about Klingons? Robert O'Reilly. If you guys know who Galron is, I'm just going to leave it right there. If you know who Galron is, not only did I do Galron's demo, but I acted with him in Steel Frontier, Chicken Boy. All right. Okay, anyway, tangents all over the place. Tim also says that the only thing I get signed generally is vinyl covers. Ooh, yeah, and posters. A friend of mine had a fully signed Aliens poster. What's up, Mike? I mean, like everybody. Sigourney, was Cameron on there? I forget if Cameron was on there. But the entire cast. I got to be 20 autographs. Sweetest poster I've ever seen, man. Sorry. Yeah, I figured you're like, pull up, throw out a package. Yeah, what's going on? So it's all good. Ken, he's back. My damn power just went out there. We had a big old discussion about you, man. Oh yeah, you have to see the replay. We're just waxing poetically with the head-to-head, you and Tony. Just go back and see it. It's glorious. All right, so real quick, because I have loved talking to you guys. I haven't even gotten to my Stallone. Okay, so one of the things I listen to, one of my favorite podcasts is 430 Movie. And what they do is they pick a theme, right? So like Stallone Week or Schwarzenegger Week or Oscar Movie Week or, whatever it might be. And they curate 5 days, just the weekdays of what they think would be a good 5 days. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan out your whole week, starting with the Sunday night movie. Now, growing up, we always had the and it was like the Sunday night movie and this logo would come at you. It's funny because every time you see it, you're like, oh, here it comes. I remember that with ABC and it was like Superman when that came on TV. Man, that was a glorious day for me when that came on TV. I recorded that on VHS too. And then you know what I did? And it was just this close to becoming the collector I am now. I tossed those VHSs because, the Laserdisc came out, the Blu-ray came out, or the DVD came out, not realizing that I would never see that cut again because the TV airing of Superman the movie had all this footage that was never aired. Now I think on the Blu-ray, you get a pretty close version of that. It's called the extended cut, which I have. So, and I did watch that. And I will say this. The theatrical's the better film. Because after watching it again, it's just because it was on TV, they needed to fill the time for 2 nights. So it's 2 hours on this night, 2 hours on this night. In fact, the first hour ends. It was either right as he was going to fly and catch Lois Lane. And that was the cliffhanger. I'm like, oh my God, you don't even show that. And so Monday night, they start with that. And the rest of the movie is Superman. So it's almost like night 1 was Clark Kent and night 2 is Superman. So anyway, all right. So here's the week for Sylvester Stallone. So Ken, this is my jumping into your Sylvester Stallone week. This is my contribution to that today. Let's see. And on the last day, I may have to do something unique. Okay, so on the first night, Sunday night, you're sitting down. All right, and I'm just going to go for it because this is another movie that made me love getting into filmmaking and stuff. And that is his first film, Rocky. And it's, you tend to think it's an obvious choice, but it's really not. I mean, I guess it could be, but it's just a perfect film. It's so good. Like Stallone, when he went out to make this, nobody knew who he was. They didn't want him in it. They wanted like Robert Redford or, people like that. and they offered him six figures to give them the script. And the girlfriend he was dating at the time, he's like, I have no money. He's broke. I mean, he literally had almost no money in the bank. And they said, look, if you want, I mean, just hold out. If they love the script, just tell them you won't do it unless you're the lead. And he held out. He held out, took less money so he could play the lead. They spent like, what, $1 million for the whole movie. And John Avildsen directed a masterpiece. Bill Conti's music elevates this film to a higher level, just like John Williams' music. It elevates Star Wars. If the music was any less, the movie would be less. And same thing with Rocky. And because he stuck to his guns, this guy not only created a lasting character in cinema history, but he cemented himself in Hollywood as a bona fide star. So for all those reasons, and over there on the wall also, I have a signed Stallone poster. I tried to find my Stallone. There's a picture of him, of me at the table when he's signing my poster. It's just like half my face is in the shot, but I couldn't find it before the show. But anyway, so he signed my poster. And so I want you guys to start your night off with how this guy's career started with Rocky 1. I'm sure you've all seen it. If you have not, it is a hole in your viewing pleasure. So check it out. Now on Monday night, I want to give you a title that some of you may not have seen. And that is this pretty cool one. This came from Shout Select, yeah, and that is Nighthawks. If you guys haven't seen Nighthawks, man, this sucker is good. It's got Billy D. Williams. It's like a buddy cop there. Him and Billy D. Williams are cops together. And Rutger Mother-Lovin' Howard from Blade Runner, Roy Batty himself, is the bad guy in this. And I'm super, super pumped to finally just pick this up, to get this in the collection, watch it again. And it was a little bit of a departure. Well, not a departure, but, you know, when you come off of something like Rocky and stuff like that, it's a little bit slower paced, like cop movie, but it's one that I think doesn't get talked about enough. And so I want you guys to plop down on Monday night and enjoy Nighthawks. So that's a good one. Now, to sort of roll into his dramatic performances after that, like if you dug Rocky in that, I want to sort of cap this dramatic essence of Stallone and what I think is probably one of his greatest performances after Rocky, and that is Copland. Copland is an absolute phenomenal movie. I think he got hosed on, getting another Oscar nomination because I thought the entire cast was stupendous in this. Listen to this. You got Stallone, Harvey Keitel, Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro. I even think there's Michael Rappaport, Janeane Garofalo. I mean, what a cast this thing has, man. So again, another Stallone movie because, you know, when you start talking about Sly, you tend to go into the action genre, but watch Copland. I'm telling you, if you watch Copland, you'll be like, damn, Sly. And he put on weight, you know, he got all chunky for it, you know, because he wanted to come across as believable in that part. I thought it was great. Now, okay, so that is the dramatic essence, because now when I hit Wednesday being hump day, I want you guys to kick it up a notch and have fun. And there's no better way to just turn that corner on Stallone, the Demolition Man, baby. Come on, John Spartan with Wesley Snipes there. Oh, Demolition Man is such a good flick. This is it's just fun. You know, Sandra Bullock is in this, Rob Schneider. He also acted with Rob Schneider in Judge Dredd. And this is just a crowd pleaser. It's such a fun flick. You know, John Spartan, he's framed for this death of all these people in this building. So they freeze him, but then old Wesley Snipes is also frozen, but then he gets all thawed out like a popsicle and he goes on some killing spree. And of course, you know, in the future, that sort of violence and stuff has been sort of curtailed. So they have no way or clue how to handle somebody like that. Seems kind of weird that you wouldn't have any pissed off people in the future, but you know, kind of a nice idea. And then Stallone, man, they thaw him out, man. They said, get your thawed ass after that dude. And he John Spartans it up. And it's fun. Now, Brando, I think you said you hadn't seen this yet. I can't wait for you to see this, man. So if you're putting together a Stallone week, Wednesday is Demolition Man. Now, here's this is probably just a divisive film because I think it's probably one of his least seen movies, but he did crack into a few comedies. So you had like Rhinestone and Throw Mama from the Train, or not Throw, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. But the one I prefer, my personal favorite Stallone comedy, is this one, Oscar. I really enjoyed Oscar. You know, Stallone's playing this gangster called Snaps Provolone. Provolone. And Tim Curry is in this. Tim Curry is Stallone's linguistics coach. Now, just picture that. Stallone's like, hey, yo, how you doing? Have a seat, And he's a, hello, Mr. Provolone. He calls him Provolone. And he goes, now let's work with your diction. And then Stallone would just say something Stallone-like. And just any scene with Stallone and Tim Curry in it, I'm all in. And the delightful Marissa Tomei is in this as his daughter. So yeah, if you haven't seen Oscar, my Thursday night pick is this super charming film that I really enjoyed, and that is Oscar. Now, as we hit Friday night, I need kind of like a real banger to end the Friday night with. And so we're going to go with Cliffhanger. I really, really enjoyed Cliffhanger. I remember when I saw this in Hollywood, and sitting behind me watching Cliffhanger was Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker, like right behind me, seat behind me. So I'm like, but I didn't know, I'm just watching Stallone do his thing. I'm like, yeah, and at the end, you kind of look around the audience, at least I do, like, oh, what's the crowd, they have a good time or something like that. And then there they are. And it's kind of one of those where you skate and you go, oh my God. Like you try not to have your eyes fall out of your head when you go, holy crap, Ferris Bueller. Like Sarah wasn't really Sarah yet. She hadn't had Sex in the City, but I knew her from LA Story and stuff. But anyway, let's get back to Cliffhanger, y'all. See how I tangent on the celebrity stories all the time? Cliffhanger is super good. I love this film. I was so happy when this came out on 4K. They had like a sweet deal on Best Buy once where it was like 2 for $30. That's pretty good. That's still pretty good. 15. So I got this and Leon. But yeah, so Friday night, I'm going to put you guys through the ringer with Cliffhanger. That's excellent. Now, for Saturday, I'm just going to go with my gut. Here are some honorable mentions. If you guys, have yourself, afternoon matinees you want to curate for yourself. We got things like Assassins, Creed, another Oscar nominated performance, his Expendables movie. Both I have 1 and 2, none and 3. And of course, Cobra. See, so if you're saying, and did I say this? And Tango and Cash. Now, if you're saying, wow, those are some pretty banging Stallone movies, what's he going to end the week with? Now, this really bums me out. I'm looking through my collection, and I've totally misplaced it. But that's how important I think this is for me to stick to the one I was going to pull and not just say Tango and Cash because I have it in my hand. It's behind me somewhere. So I'm going to tell you what I feel. It would be a fantastic, it's going to cover my face, but a great movie, that an action film of his that I don't think is talked about enough is this one right here. Daylight. OMG, gang. Daylight. Hey, man, what's going on, y'all? So yeah, okay. So I can take it off the screen now. Anyway, Daylight. So Daylight, I think, is an absolute fantastic action film with Stallone. It's got a little bit of drama, a little bit of action, good stuff, good characters, good cast. They got Viggo Mortensen from Lord of the Rings in it. He's really good in this film. And not Dana Delaney. I want to say she was the girl from like a TV show, 30. I forget. I think it's one of those medical dramas or something like that. But she was super good. But yeah, has anybody seen Daylight? I think that's a one that doesn't get talked about quite enough, and it's really good. I think it's a fun way to end the week on a Saturday night. So you start with his, most influential film, Rocky, and you kind of end it with this. Oh, Amy Brenneman. Sorry, I had to look that up. It was bugging me. Yeah, Amy Brenneman is the female lead in this film. But yeah, man, it was good. So that's the week I would curate for you guys. If you were to make yourself a Stallone week, I think that would be a great sprinkling of all the good stuff that Stallone has to offer. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's go back a little bit here. Oh, hang on. Wow, this is longer than I thought. Hang on, going back up. I think I missed a whole bunch of stuff here. Typing quickly, Huck always. Okay. All right, here it is. Kent. So he says, Huck always with those Hollywood flexes. A real LA lead out there. Yeah, it's not as much now though, because I feel like I'm in an office more. I roamed around Hollywood a lot more than I do now. Now I'm just like, oh, I'm in the house. It's just play on YouTube. I don't meet nobody now unless I go to conventions. Cayman says, how many movies have Sylvester Stallone and Will Smith acted in together? Men in Black 1997 is the only film. Men in Black 97. Why am I not recalling Stallone's cameo in Men in Black? Did he do a voice? What was he in Men in Black? Because, I mean, you got Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, I'm blanking on that. I'm blanking on Stallone's. I know he's in like the voices stuff. He was great as King Shark, by the way, in Suicide Squad. Man, I like every time he kind of left the screen. He's one of those characters that when he leaves, you're like, hurry up, come back. Because he just is so interesting. And his vocal performance on that was excellent. Stallone said Rocky was shot in 28 days. Can you imagine a studio trying to do that today? Maybe Blumhouse, maybe. Yeah, I know. And it was and it was one of the first films to do the Steadicam, because a lot of the stuff like Rocky running through the streets or going up the stairs, and the camera's got to go up those stairs. I don't think he was running up the stairs because the camera would be doing this. I'm sure it was probably tracked up, but still a lot of the photography, because, you don't have a lot of time to set up the tripods, all of it. It was all like on the shoulder, go, shoot and go. And they pulled it off, man. I think Rocky's the photography in it is perfect for that film, So I still think Bill Conti was hosed, man. He should have won the best music for that. I forget. It was like something like Evergreen or something. I don't know. But the one that won, no one talks about anymore. Tim Talks Talkie says Death Race 2000. I know, right? Death Race 2000, where he plays Frankenstein. Yeah, him and David Carradine are in that. That was a fun movie. Yeah, Roger Corman, man. Everybody started at some point out there with Roger Corman. Stallone included. All right, Oscar is such an underrated Stallone movie. Damn right, R&D. Yeah, I think so. I think hardly anybody I know has seen that film. But when I saw it, I was already a Stallone fan, so I try to see everything that Sly does. Oh, there's an Ken. If you're still there, yeah. On your stack, you had I See You. That's not a good movie. I just didn't think it was a good Stallone movie. Like, it was kind of like, it felt like there's funny because there's a time when I think Stallone's career was kind of over before he reinvigorated it with the Expendables. So he had a lot of kind of just straight to video films. And that was one of them. And I just didn't think I See You, because it felt like the people didn't have the budget to make that a good film. But there is something I'm trying to remember with Sly, because I don't want to. I did like his cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy too, by the way. That was excellent. He has a gambling movie called Shade. And if you haven't seen Shade, I wish I had that on Blu-ray. I think it was like really pricey, so I haven't bought it yet. But he plays like not the lead, but he's kind of like this OG gangster of a card player. And you can tell he's probably doing it for the paycheck, but he didn't phone it in. Like, Shade was really enjoyable. Like, I See You, I thought was like, I wanted more out of that one. Shade, I didn't expect anything out of it, and it was really good. So at some point, I'm going to track Shade down it came out in 2003. So, yeah. Oh, where was I? Sorry, I've lost my place. Hang on, y'all. Yeah, maybe one was Oscar's underrated. That's what it was. Okay, that's where we left off. So anyway, yeah, Oscar's underrated. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. Let me know what you think. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Copland has such a different performance for Sylvester Stallone, unlike anything he's ever done, and he kills it. Yes, Ken, he does, man. He really does. Sly owns that film, start to finish. It's phenomenal. Like as good as he is as Rocky, take those acting skills and just notch him up top drawer. Love it. Vince La Francesca is here. He says, congrats on the 2K, man. Thank you, Vince. I appreciate that. Couldn't have done it without you, Ken. It's all because of Ken's show. It's funny. I just kept waiting like all week. Like, I was like 4. First it was 6, and then it was 5, then it was 4. I'm like, this is taking all. It's funny. You don't even think about it until you get like close, and then it's like you just stare at it going, come on, one more. But yeah, last night you guys came out and showed the hug some love. So thanks Appreciate that. Yeah, I am the law. Let me tell you, look, there you go. I'll go out on a limb too, Anthony. I like Judge Dredd. Absolutely. I thought Judge Dredd was a ton of fun. I am not a Judge Dredd comic book purist, so I didn't have my panties in a wad that he took his helmet off. I'm like, oh my God. I don't know that he doesn't do that in the comics. So as a film goer and a Stallone fan, I thought he came in and knocked it out of the park. You could tell, though, they had a different ending plan where there all those clones were in the tanks, and then they're supposed to all come alive and it's going to be this big thing. But, as starts to happen on movies, the suits go in and they're like, we are spending too much money on this film. Shut it down. So instead, it kind of just turns into a fist fight between him and Armand Assante, which is okay. But I had lots of fun watching that. I thought Rob Schneider was a good comedic foil in the film, a little sidekick, just like he was in Demolition Man. He served his purpose there. That was pretty good. Max von Sydow, talk about your pedigree in there. Got to have him in there. And then the robot. I got, that. Dang, see? That's not, it's right behind me. It's right there. I forgot to grab Judge Dredd. Just pretend I showed you Judge Dredd as another guilty pleasure. So yeah, I don't spin around you. Okay, so yeah, I have the law. Yeah, Judge Dredd, like that. Stallone's daughters have a podcast. Can't remember the name. They interview him in a couple of episodes. I will encourage anyone that enjoys Stallone. Yeah, I haven't heard the podcast, but I do see posts of those things a lot, and they are great. Like whatever Stallone's doing with his lovely daughters, keep doing it, Sly. They I don't know. I want to know that family. I just feel like they're well put together, like not train wrecks like some of these other families. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. No, you don't. All right, Cliffhanger is right up there with Die Hard and Speed. Yeah, it is. Right, that's good stuff. Great villain too. Yeah, John Lithgow, so good. I miss blood squibs and action movies. Now it's all CGI. I know. You can tell it just doesn't fall right. Another great scene in Cliffhanger is, the two extreme parachuter guys, they're on the edge of the mountain. They're going to go jump off and they're just like, what's up, Cheesehead? Oh, Cheesehead. Why you call me Cheesehead? Those guys, they're just, bullshitting. And then the bad guys come start shooting at him. They're like, oh my God. And they start running and they're putting on their parachutes. It's kind of like this tension building of like, oh, wow, these guys literally have the means to save their lives by jumping off of a mountain if they can get a parachute on their back in time. And as they're getting them on, one guy gets shot in the back, like before it's like, no, but the other grabs it and he jumps. Oh my God, it's so good. Like, and that's not even a Stallone moment. That's like two side guys. I'm gonna go see that right now. Like, got me all fired up to see Cliffhanger. Nice list. I love Daylight. Yeah, I had to do it. Like I had all these other ones that I really, really love, but Daylight, I just feels it's just so good. That could use a nice 4K release right there. I'd be all over that. Like Sly on Creed. Classic Huck. All right. So Stallone cameo walking out. I love that you brought that up. If you guys don't know what Caveman's talking about, if you haven't seen Staying Alive with John Travolta, Sylvester Stallone directs Staying Alive, which is the sequel to Saturday Night Fever. And there's a scene, I swear to God, Stallone has got like a cougar hanging off his shoulders, man. Just big old fur, man. Just what is that jacket? Like if you're trying to not stand out, you don't wear like an entire endangered species around your neck. But I mean, it's Sly, right? So, Travolta's walking down the sidewalk and then Stallone, and they bump each other, boom. And then Stallone turns just for a second. So you see Sly's face and he keeps on walking. Talk about your ultimate director's cameo. And of course, everyone's like, hey, Stallone with the cougar on his shoulder. See, that's why I love Stallone, man. Guy puts himself in a movie as a cameo wearing a fur. I've seen Oscar, and I'm going to jump ahead to your reply. Oh, now see, I was waiting for, and did you like it? I mean, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but, I'm curious if you liked it. Let's see. So Caveman says Will Smith implies he's an alien. He implies that. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Right. Okay. Now, thank you so much. Gosh, be up all night. Not really, but still, I'm glad that yeah. You guys know what I'm talking about? Men in Black, he makes the reference that Stallone's an alien. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Then he says, did I see Lords of I have seen Lords of Flatbush. That was a good movie. In fact, not to get off on another tangent, but Lords of Flatbush is literally what helped make Rocky get made. Because when the producers were saying, from the director, John Avildsen, who said, well, Sylvester wants to act in this himself. And they said, well, who is this Stallone guy? Because, I mean, we're not going to, pay for this movie if we don't know who he is. This is before Facebook and internet and phones and all that. And they said, well, go watch Lords of Flatbush. He's in that movie. If you like him in that, tell me yes, and we have a deal. So they watch Lords of Flatbush. They call John and go, we love him. Make the movie. So they start making the movie. Money's in. Rocky's being made. They're watching the dailies, and they're loving the dailies. It's really good. I don't know how they didn't figure it out by then, but they go, I mean, what we're seeing is really good, but where's Stallone? What do you mean, where's Stallone? That, right here. He's in everything I sent you. That's Stallone. They go, oh, we thought the other guy was Stallone. So from the stories I've heard, they thought Perry King in Lords of Flatbush was Sylvester Stallone. So based on Perry King's performance, thank you, Perry King, for being a good actor, they said yes to the making of Rocky because Perry King was a good actor. So there you go. That's my knowledge of make. I've seen so many things about that movie. So that's one of my favorite stories. That's another reason why Rocky's my favorite film. Just getting it made was that's the kind of drama it took to get that thing made. Joe Hart's here. Hey, Joe. He says, Stanley, the rubber band didn't work. See, now I'm getting all these quotes. I'm not going to Stanley. Yeah, not feeling that one. Oh, that's Lords of Flatbush. Yeah. See, again, I saw that in the 70s on TV, so I do not have any good hardcore recollection of quotes from that. But yeah, there's that. Fist is on sale right now for like $11 on Amazon. Just thinking about picking that one up. Yeah, Fist just looks like another gangster type movie that Sly wanted to make. He probably saw Godfather and said, "Oh, I want to make my own Godfather," but he made Fist instead. Okay. Excelsior Movie says Roger Corman is so important to so many A-listers in Hollywood, like James Cameron. He was finally given an honorary Oscar in 2009. I know, man. It's so true. Like Coppola, Lucas, Cameron, like all those cats and actors like Jack Nicholson. He's in the original Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah. A buddy of mine got to work on some Corman movies. He's a cinematographer here in town. And yeah, he's been to that Corman studio. And actually, I worked when I was an editor doing the demos I was telling you about. Our office was just a few doors down from the Corman studios. Why I never crashed those doors and said, let me work for you is beyond me, because it was right there. But you wouldn't know it. It was all like this one-story little. It wasn't this huge sound stage like you would think it was. But that's why it's Corman, because it's low budget. You can't afford a big sound stage like that. So yeah. So I should have Joe on here and have him tell you some stories from Corman. Is the Cliffhammer 4K a decent upgrade to the Blu-ray? Just because I'm a 4K snob. Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't really compare them. Just sort of put it. It just looked good. But yeah, I'll have to do a little comparison side by side to see. But I hope it is, yeah, because otherwise I know generally if the Blu-ray was a really good transfer, I feel like we just do it because we want the 4K, like we're those kind of collectors. But sometimes it's so minimal that it's not really, it doesn't matter. You can have an excellent Blu-ray and still get an okay 4K and they look about the same, and it's just super negligible. I remember getting the DVDs for a friend of mine had the DVDs for Westworld season 1. So I just borrowed them from him. It's all about the transfer. Cause I got some real sucky DVDs from back in the day, like really pixelated and stuff like that. I was watching these Westworld DVDs and they looked phenomenal. I was watching it on a Blu-ray player though. I wasn't watching it on my OLED before I had that, but they look great. Like if I was watching DVDs, I would swear I was watching a Blu-ray on those DVDs. So that's why, like, if new DVD transfers are done well, that's why a lot of people don't care. That's why we're still the smaller audience when it comes to Blu-rays and 4Ks. It's because if you're doing really good transfers, some people just that's all they need is a nice transfer on the DVD. Yes, very funny. Yeah, right. Oh, so good. Sorry, I'm losing my voice, y'all. Okay, who's one of the nicest celebrities you met in Hollywood? Oh man, yeah. Without even thinking. I mean, well, first of all, Susie Plaxton was wonderful, but it was Keanu Reeves. Now, I may have told this before, but I'm gonna tell it again since you're here, Anthony. I don't know if you've seen this one. So, when I was working at the editing place, that's when Speed was being shot. And when his buddy in the bus blows up, like he goes, "Oh, hang on, I got to go back," and he gets his coffee and his scone or his roll, and when he comes out, the bus explodes and he goes running down the street. That was literally out my door. The Hollywood put up signs warning everybody there's going to be an explosion on your street tomorrow. So please be prepared. Well, while I read that and knew that that was coming, I didn't know. No one knew that it was Speed. No one knew it was Keanu Reeves. No one knew what was going on. And so I'm just editing them and it's here. Boom! I'm like, holy shit! What was where? Oh my god! I'm like, the explosion! And I mean, everybody came out of their buildings. We're all standing on the street, and there's this bus on fire, and then there's Keanu in the middle of the street. I'm like, oh, what? What is this movie? So yeah, so I'm a big fan of Speed. So that night, I believe it was that night. It is certainly within a day or two of that because they were still shooting in that area. There's a bar right across the street. So, at the end of the day, the co-workers in the building, we all work at different places. They're like, oh, let's go across the street and get a drink. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I was also single. So I didn't, I was like, yeah, let's just go. Don't have to be home to anybody. So I just went across the street and we started having drinks. And of course, there's always that one person in your group that's really super social, can go watch. And it wasn't me. And you probably think I was talking about yourself. Like, no, it's this girl who was just phenomenal about just talking and introducing herself to anybody. So Keanu comes in and he sits down at a table and everybody's like, holy shit, Keanu Reeves he's right there. And she goes, you know what? We should probably have him come over and hang out with us. And everybody's like, what? No. Don't even, no one's, he's not going to. She gets up and leaves, goes, talks to him, does her magic because she's super good like that. Before you know it, Keanu comes and he sits down at our table next to me. Next to me. And so he could not have been cooler. So freaking sweet. Like the things you hear about him was not lost on me. And let me just tell you, too many drinks. I can't even black out by the end of the night. Not that much, but but we were just hanging and talking, and somewhere, I don't know, I probably lost it, but on a napkin, he wrote, to my bogus buddy Brian, because he had just come out with Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey as well the year before. And at the table, so you know how Bill and Ted, they do this, they do this thing with their hand, excellent, yeah, and then they do, hey. So he only does that with Alex Winter. And he went on, Pauly Shore had a show on MTV, and Pauly Shore goes, hey, Keanu, huh? And he holds his hand out so that Keanu will do this, and he goes, no, man, I don't do that with anybody but Alex. Guess who he did it with that night? This guy. I just said, look, I know. See, I'm nerding out with you guys. This is my man crush. If I had a man crush, it's Keanu Reeves. That's it. And I just go, hey, bro. And, maybe a couple of shots help us. I'm like, huh? Hold my hand, and he goes, and we go, excellent. Oh my God. Look, I'm probably turning red. That was it. Best moment out here in Hollywood ever. Because it was unexpected, incredibly cool. And then as I'm leaving, I remember being at the door and he's all the way. I think he had a date too. His date was next to him, but no, I don't remember his date. It was some hot blonde, but so they're checking out or something and he's way, this is when you've just had enough for the night. I'm like, hey, good night, Keanu. He's like, hey, all the way across. We were hammered, but anyway, so there you go. That is that if I was to just lock and load one right off the cuff, hands down, Keanu Reeves. Whew, that was quite the story. All right, we have to wrap this up soon. Let's see. He really deserves an Oscar for his over-the-top role in Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd, man. He probably got a Razzie for Judge Dredd. I know that. And that's the other thing, too, is the Rotten Tomatoes, they give out those Razzies. I think they just tend to start giving it to Stallone or Schwarzenegger or whatever, just because they think it's an easy knee-jerk thing to do. And that's stupid. Excuse me, because Stallone's not a bad actor. even in these films, like Stallone has good acting chops. So if you want to say you want to give him a Razzie for that, that's cool. That's cool. But I mean, to keep going back to the Stallone well, like, oh, the worst actor this year. Shut up with that, because you're wrong. Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe you're rotten. Maybe Rotten Tomatoes needs to freshen up a little bit. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, and he says, thanks, Huck. That's an awesome story. Right? I mean, I share that to anybody. Like whenever we're talking, somebody wants to know a celebrity story. I'm like, yeah, you got the Shatner fist bump and all that. And I'm a Star Trek fan, but that's the one for me. Because it wasn't like I met him at a convention and I had like 2 minutes to have him sign something and go, how's it going? You can't engage anybody. So that was super fun. All right, guys, I think I'm starting to lose my voice. Okay. So, all right. So I've given you the week. Here it is. I don't want to forget of the code. So let's see. I'm going to have you guys. So if you're on my Instagram, go to the Instagram and say, okay, here you go. Because I mentioned it in this show. Now, Joe, take it easy. All right. Now, this is if you want, by the way, this is if you want the code for the thing. So if you don't want the code for the thing, don't rush over and give me the answer and then say, but you give the code to somebody else. Just maybe wait for a second and then you can answer. So this is over on Instagram only. If you type it here, that's cool. That's fine. But I'm going to be looking at the Instagram for the first one to pop up. Okay, so back in the day, I was in a film called Steel Frontier, and I played a character with a crazy name. Instagram me the name of that character I mentioned earlier, and you'll win the code for the thing. Now, Joe's got a small advantage. Maybe he'll be nice and let, somebody else win this one. Or maybe he'll get, because he was the director. That's right, y'all. The director of Steel Frontier is here in the house with us right now. So, hey, what's going on, Joe? He also wrote it. And if maybe, does anybody remember the name of the character? So I will be on the lookout if it pops up now. I'll tell you what, I don't see it on Instagram, but if you want to type it here in on this stream, you can go ahead and do it here too. Like if Instagram is like it's too wonky to get to, go ahead and type it here. The first person to type the character's name. Okay, cool, Joe. Joe says he already has a thing, so cheers. And maybe everybody here already has a thing. Does everybody here already have the thing? Does anybody want a copy of the digital copy of the thing? If not, I can save it for the next show because it's all I had on hand, y'all. But I will be more prepared. This is one I've just been wanting to give away for a while. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, okay. So here's the funny thing. Ken, I'm going to give Ken just brownie points because that is correct. It is Chicken Boy. Here he is right here, Chicken Boy. And Ken, I will tell you this, the reason I was waiting to give this away is this is the first code I ever won from Ken. I won the thing from Ken. And then months later, I bought the movie because I had to have the movie. I thought, well, I will keep my code and then I will give my code out the way Ken gave his code to me. So I know Ken doesn't need the. Now, do you want the code, Ken? I'll gift it right back to you. I am happy to do that. He don't need it. Okay, cool. I don't have the thing, the original. Yeah, I just bought that. That was a Warner Archive title. And I got on sale. So I just got the original thing. So that's cool. All right. So if I don't see, I mean, no, Ken's already shouted it out. Just cool. All right. Maybe I will save this. Oh, no, it's a terrible pick. No, that is not a good pick. No, it's terrible. I got to update that. You have to join, you have to pay for IMDb. This is $150 for the year. And that's when you can put in new photos. That is the oldest photo. It's the dumbest. I'm leaning on a chair like this. It's so freaking stupid. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, wait. So it's the one with the shirt. Okay, that one. Yeah. Okay, that one's not bad. There's one of me leaning on a chair, which is absolutely stupid as hell. Yeah, the other one's okay. It's just me wearing a green shirt because I look good in green. Is that the code for the remake? No, it is the code for the Kurt Russell The Thing movie. So, um, if y'all are interested, does that interest you, Vince? Maybe I could do another question. Chicken Boy steals him. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Thanks, Joe. Look, I tell you, I still feel like we could have done Steel Frontier 2, The Revenge of Chicken Boy. And Chicken Boy has a twin brother who's articulate and doesn't cackle all the time. See the difference there? And then he clones Bacchus because he's smart. Yeah, and then we go on this like revenge thing to kill Yuma and do it. Oh man, that'd be crazy, right? Or actually, it's like the girl is Stacy, Stacy Foster. She becomes the badass. She becomes the Linda Hamilton. She takes on Chicken Boy and Bacchus. Yeah, maybe there's no Joe Hart at all. I'm just spitballing, man. We can still do it. Me and Jim Cody, we're still here, ready to go. Vince says, yeah. Okay, you're interested. So, all right. All right, so I'll just do one more time. So here in the chats, if you're interested in the code for the thing, get your fingers ready. It's going to be super quick. What is the movie I chose for Stallone Week on Wednesday, Hump Day? What was the Hump Day Stallone movie? Anybody remember the Hump Day movie? The one on Wednesday? Play the 30-second countdown. Here, watch. I can even do this while we wait. This is that thinking music. Come on, just throw some themes out. Okay, we'll just stop that. All right, well, it looks like I don't know if I'm giving this code out. I'm not sure if anybody in the chats here wants the code, so I will save the code unless somebody wants it. If somebody wants it right now, just says, I want it. Just type, I want it. That's all you need to know. Now just type, I want it. Demolition Man, there it is. Cinna Steph is here. What's up, Cinna? Demolition Man was my Hump Day choice. That's right. It came right after Copland. Cinna Steph, are you interested in the code for the thing? If so, you have won the code for today, my man. And if that's the case, simply hit me up on Instagram, and I will send you a shot of the code, bro. It's all yours. So that is my pay it forward from Ken to me, and now me to you. My version of it. You need to be Chicken Boy in the collection battle, dude. Let me say, and Joe, I don't know what happened. Right, I went to the costume, the wardrobe, and said, "Can I have this costume?" Because it was banging. Like nobody else could fit in. It was literally customized for my body. We built the costume together. I went in there with the wardrobe. They were so great. And they said, here's all this stuff laying around. Let's piece you together. Like that's how we came up with the look of Chicken Boy. So I was like wearing these long john underwears with these boot galoshes and this Indian bone chest plate, whatever that was. I had this earring that had $1 in it. I think I still have that. These glasses, the round glasses. So while we're putting it together, I said, ooh, but what if I punched one of the lenses out? So I popped one of the lenses out to make it more creepy. And then, of course, they spiked my hair up all crazy. And then so at the end, I said, can I take the costume home? And they said, no, we might need it for pickups. And I'm thinking, Joe, to myself, well, who are you going to do the pickup with if it isn't me? I have a distinct red hair and body type. Like you're not gonna do a pickup unless I'm with the suit. But I get it. I'm sure maybe you were saving it for the sequel that never happened. So that suit, I don't know, maybe it still exists somewhere. They put that great plumage on the back. It was durable too, man, because we were driving down the desert in this caddy, me and Jim Cody Williams, and like wind was flying all over these feathers. It's funny because in the opening scene, he knocks me into the back seat. I'm all cackling in the front seat, and he knocks me in the back seat while we're driving. By the way, kudos to the safety department on that one. Huck, just fall in the back seat. And as I'm doing it, you see part of the costume fly off of my wrist and all that. I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder where that thing went. But yeah, so I tried to hang on to that suit to no avail. No Chicken Boy costume. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be milking that like every Halloween had just come out, and like I'd be like, "What the hell are you?" I'm like, I gotta carry the movie with me. Yeah, right here, Still Frontier. Check it out. Anyway, all right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope if you were driving around today and you podcasted me, that's cool too. Um, let's see, Joe. It says the outfit should have been yours. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, and somewhere down the road, and I'm going to need a lot of time. But I remember I'd asked Joe and Paul Volk, there was a co-director thing, um, if I could shoot some VHS stuff while I was on set. And they're like, yeah, man. I basically kind of became like an uncredited behind the scenes guy, not even knowing it. And I can't tell you how much stuff I shot on that set because it was my first film and I was super excited, and I've transferred it all to digital. So at some point one day, it's going to be a monster undertaking, but I'm going to make a making a featurette. It's probably going to be a half hour long or something like that, for that film, and share it with you guys. So at some point I will get around to that because I think that'd be a lot of fun just to go down memory lane. Like it's literally a stunt. I filmed a stunt of a girl being dragged by a motorcycle over this ramp, and a fireball goes off, and I'm like, I remember that shot in the movie. Like, so I was shooting that rehearsal. Oh, so cool, so cool. I can't wait to share that with you guys. Stuff. Tim says, "Good stream, Hug." Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been a good time today. Yeah, I just basically signed on to do a Stallone curating week, and we just been shooting the breeze, man. Delightful, man. Well, thank you all again for checking in this morning. I'm great. And again, I don't do it. I always forget. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, or just bang the like button. I haven't said it the entire time. I never do, but I always hope that you guys click the like. Like, I don't even know how many people are watching. I don't know. I hope somebody's watching. Maybe you guys are watching. But hopefully we had at least 10 people here today. I'm not sure what the number was. Maybe you guys can see it at the bottom of the screen. I don't have it on the sidebar, so. But yeah, so hopefully we had a decent crowd today. If not, please, I hope if you're watching this in the replay, hope you enjoyed it. And so that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for checking out the morning mug this morning. Hope you had a good time. And until next time, we will catch you guys later. Hold on. Later.